Trainer John T. Kirby is a youngster on the backside at parks. As a young, emerging trainer, he grew up around racing his whole life. This is a day in the life of Trainer John T. Kirby.
I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts on a small farm about 30 minutes south of the city, and grew up going to the races at Suffolk Downs and just fell in love with the sport. My grandfather and father were both trainers and breeders. Some advice I was getting early on was just, be a horseman, and the horses come first, and they'll tell you when they're ready to run, and they'll run good for you.
Kirby learned the training game in the Boston area with many experienced horsemen.
Naturally, my dad and my grandfather, but outside of them, John Rigateri at Suffolk, he was always leading trainer, and he was at Delaware when I got my trainer's license and gave me a hand with some weight rules and all that kind of stuff, and he was a big help and gave a lot of good advice. And Arthur Duffy, he was another Boston guy, just all the guys at Suffolk, old school horsemen, and they really taught me a lot.
What's it like being a trainer at 24 years old?
Being a rookie to the game, it has its difficulties, but I always look at it as a positive. It's a young man's game, and I'm up and coming with a lot of other young trainers, so I look forward to the future. The Shamrocks are, luck of the Irish. You got to have it, and growing up in Boston, huge Celtics fan, so we gotta represent.
John T. Kirby took us through a training day.
Well, my alarm's set every morning for 3:30 in the morning, and I'm here by 4:30. And I give the horses all their oral supplements, whatever they need. Each individual is different, and then we start getting the stalls ready, horses cleaned up, ready to go to the track. And then, when they get back from the track, we cool them out and start working on their legs, because that's where the money comes in. Well, whoever's racing, we walk them first, we get them out first, get them fed, make sure they're good and comfortable, and go over them before the jogging vet comes, make sure everything's looking good, and the jogging vet comes, scopes them over, and we, as long as they're looking good, we get ready to run, and after Lasix, we pull the water, and just basic stuff. I do a lot of jogging in the morning, especially over the winter surface. But to get their lungs open and stuff, we'll do a gallop or an open gallop, and then when it gets ready to race, we'll start breezing. But yeah, over the winter track, you have to, if it's open, you got to be out there, because you miss a lot of days and you can't make up for lost time.
Not only are there training duties, but also staying in contact with those involved on getting horses in a race.
Definitely. My owners, a lot of them call me every day just to get an update on their horses, which I'm happy they do. They're involved. And then a lot of calls to jockey agents and to the racing office, making sure we're in the right spots, and just keeping on top of the ball.
Do the horses give him a sense they know it's race day?
Absolutely. When a horse is sharp and feeling good and going to run a good race, you can tell. And definitely after they win the next day, they certainly let you know. They have their confidence up and they're feeling themselves.
With claiming horses, what's that experience?
Well, a lot of times I'm disappointed when they get claimed, but that's part of the game, and you got to put horses where they can win. That's how you make money, and if they get claimed, we're looking for the next week to replace them.
What goals does John T. Kirby have?
Well, naturally I want to win a stake. I haven't won a stake yet, but last year winning at Saratoga, that felt like a stake win.
Finishing up a day at the races, what's it feel like leaving the winner's circle for Trainer John T. Kirby?
Oh, it's a great feeling. There's none like it in the world, and just feel proud that the work you're putting in and day out is paying off, and you feel good for the owner, the rider, the horse, and it's surreal.